What's up, Internet? It's Christian and Venom here with another Xero Shoes shoe review, quarantine edition. On tap, taking a little departure from the beer because we have drank a lot of beer over the past couple of weeks. So we're going with the Mitcher's Kentucky Straight Rye. I'm not sophisticated enough to be able to tell you anything about this other than if you like whiskey, yeah, it's pretty good. This is gonna be a little bit different than our typical shoe review because this time I went with the Xero Shoes Make It Yourself Sandal Kit. So what this kit comes with are the two flip-floppy thingies, whatever you wanna call these, the base of the shoe, the sole, and some laces. I went with purple because I love purple and it's the Sacramento Kings color and it's the color of Purple Hearts. It's a BTS thing, if you know, you know. And it looks like there's something to thread the shoelace with. And I am gonna be damned if I'm gonna let this guy eat my sandals. So I'm going to attempt to put these things together. It doesn't look like there's any directions. I think that there are multiple ways that you could put this thing together. So come along on this journey with me, friend. I think this is a hole punch or a shoe punch to punch holes into the shoe where the lace is gonna go through. Uh-oh, I just lost something. Lost the bobby pin. Not sure if I'm gonna need that or not, but I probably should hang on to it just in case. And you are not gonna eat this, buddy. You are not gonna eat this. Like he ate my Speed Force. If you've been following along these Xero shoe reviews in the past, you know that he's eaten my Speed Force, my $90 pair of shoes, torn up within weeks because this guy is a little puppy and he loves to eat shoes. So without further ado, I will attempt to put these together and then replace my Target flip-flops. Big difference in the support of these, like how thick this is compared to this. I'm looking forward to feeling what these are gonna feel like on my feet, especially compared to my other Xero Shoes shoes. It looks like this is probably the thinnest material yet, as far as I can tell, but should have a good time. Summer is coming. When quarantine is over, I'm gonna be out there in these bad boys. Okay, so step one to creating the shoes, and yes, I know I have those weird long toes, but actually it's you guys without the long middle toe that are actually the weird ones because this is normal, okay? That's normal, all right? The first part is to not let your dog eat your shoes, which I promised myself that I wasn't gonna let happen, but guess what? It happened anyway. So part one, don't let your dog eat your shoes. Part two, even if he does eat your shoes, you step onto the little thingy, the shoe itself. Make sure it fits your foot. If it's too small, you're probably gonna wanna send it back and get a bigger size. If it is too big, they have directions on their website of how you can trim it up, which basically just entails you tracing like a line around the foot and cutting off the extra stuff that you don't wanna have. But for me, I got some big ass feet, so I think I'm just gonna keep them as is. And for our next trick, we are going to punch zone. So for that part, you just stand on your sandal base. You go right here where the toe is at, where the toe string is gonna go. You make sure that your dog is not getting in your way and throwing your mark off or smelling your marker. Excuse me, buddy. And then you just, boop, place a little dot, hopefully with some kind of marker or Sharpie that you can actually see that tells you where to punch the hole. And you can't really see that too well, but boom, boom. I'm gonna try to get it before it dries up. So I'm just gonna place a notebook underneath the shoe, which I intend to pierce. They recommend using a magazine or some wadded up newspaper, something like that. This here is the hole punch that I'm gonna use, and this bobby pin I found out is for threading the lace through the sandal once you've got all the holes in place. So here we go, punching the hole. Oops. Feeling a little more buzz than I thought I would be. Wow, I'm not going through this at all. Ah, there we go. See, there we go, nice. You can see some nice holes there. Ouch. Oh, okay, well, Well, that pretty much did it. RIP to my notebook. Okay, now that we've got the holes punched, let's lace these bitches up. So I have, after 45 minutes, finally finished crafting one of them. And I've got to say, that was not a fun process. I had to go through it like 6 different times just to like make sure that I got it right. And maybe that's a me thing. Maybe that's just because I'm not crafty and I'm not good at putting shit together. And I feel like I want to have it absolutely perfectly right before I like snip the end off of it and make it like a permanent fixture. And how much of that is just like, it's just a hard thing to figure out. So I'm gonna put the other side together and let you know what I think of what they feel like when I've actually worn them. But for now, I've got to say that I do not love the DIY aspect of it. I thought it was going to be fun. I thought it was going to be a cool quarantine activity, but I actually ended up a lot more frustrated and pissed off because it's not that easy to put together, at least for somebody who's not very crafty and somebody who is like 6 shots deep. Alrighty, I'm going to attempt to show you how to put this thing together, but you're better off using the actual tutorial they have provided on their website, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You take the bobby pin that they provide you with, take your little shoelace, stick the shoelace inside the bobby pin all the way down. You just want a little bit of material on one side of the bobby pin versus the rest of the strand on the other side. Take the bobby pin, take your sole, the side that your foot is gonna go on is facing up, bottom side down. Stick the bobby pin through the hole, close both sides of it, stick it through the hole. If you're really strong, you can probably just pull it through. If you're not so strong like me, take a pair of pliers, squeeze onto that bobby pin, and then pull it through. Once we have one side through, we're gonna cut just a little bit of material off. This is so I can create a little bead at the bottom side of the sandal. That bead I am talking about, of course, is this little thing here, which you've probably seen on any sandal that you've ever worn, any flip-flop or thong, if you want to call it that. Probably has some similar kind of setup. So I've got that on one side. Excuse me, buddy. Please don't eat it. So now I'm going to show you how to create that on this side. Once we've got it cut up, strategically avoid your doggo, and then just kind of press into this frayed area and then burn that motherfucker. Nice and melty. Press it onto something metallic to create a nice bead, nice even surface. And then there you have it. Okay, so now I've got the sandals all the way assembled. Like I said before, this is not my favorite process to put together. I thought that was going to be a lot more fun, like a quarantine activity, but it was actually quite the pain in the ass, especially to get them to kind of match up. One side feels tighter than the other, which is probably just because I've never done this before, but I will give the final verdict after I've done some real serious walking in them. So far, I'm not a fan of the DIY process, but they feel pretty good. And we'll see if that stays true on longer walks. I'm gonna take Venom out for a walk tomorrow, and we'll see how these things hold up. All right, stay tuned. Okay, so first impressions on wearing this shoe around, what it's actually like. What I like about it is it's really comfortable in terms of the ground contact feel. To me, it feels similar to the Speed Force in terms of how close to the ground I feel, how much contact I actually feel. So there's a a little less support than the Prio and the Denver boot, in my opinion. And it feels pretty nice to be like that close to the ground when you're walking over bumpy things, and you can kind of feel all of that and adjust your positioning as needed. What I don't love about it though is the straps. And part of that is just because I am not a crafty person. I don't know how to put shit together, and it just feels really weird between my toes. Isn't the right word. It feels more uncomfortable, especially like that webbing between the thumb and the middle toe. It just, maybe it's something I'll adjust to, but for me, I don't feel like I should have to adjust to getting comfortable to it. I should just feel comfortable. So, I mean, I think that's probably just a user error on my end, not being able to put it together super well. I probably don't have enough material there, so it's a little too tight. But when I was putting it together, I was like freaking out about it all like bunching up and like losing the pieces in themselves and like getting it all tangled together, because like I said, I'm not a crafty person. My brain doesn't do well with those sorts of things, so it's challenging for me to like take this off, look at it, and then know how it's gonna all be put back together. I really do not enjoy that aspect of it. Like I thought I was going to. I thought it was gonna be a fun quarantine activity. It wasn't for me. But if you're a crafty person or you have kids and you want to like do something fun with the family, it might be a good, cool option, because it does feel comfortable, and I think it would feel comfortable enough if you were to put it together well. So I enjoy walking in these for now. I don't think there's something that I would be able to run in or be comfortable running in just because the straps are so tight, but maybe at some point I'll get a new pair of laces and try again. All right, so I just want to give like my final impression of these Xero shoes do-it-yourself sandals. I've gotten a few weeks of use out of these, and overall I enjoyed walking around in them, at least in terms of like how it feels to just have this minimal support, because I like that sort of thing. But to reiterate, I mean, I was not thrilled with the process of putting it together. I had to do it and do it over and do it over and do it over like 6 different times, just because my brain is not good at putting things together like this, even with instructions. So it wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. And despite my best intentions, Venom got to this one. So I would say, if you have a puppy in the house, do not, under any circumstances, for any amount of time, leave them alone with your shoes, your sandals, anything. Because all it takes is a second. They see it, they think it's theirs, they think it's a toy, and you end up with this. These are no good to me anymore. I don't think that I would do this again in the future. I don't think that I would rebuild these. I'm still gonna try more Xero shoes products, but I'm not gonna build my own. Now, if you're somebody who's really handy, really crafty, you enjoy doing stuff like this, it's probably gonna be a really fun project for you. If you're like me and you would rather just pay somebody else to do things for you, because I'm not handy at all, then you're probably not gonna have a good time with this. Hopefully that review was helpful for you guys. If you would like to try a pair yourself, you can get some at the link below. That is an affiliate link, so that's how I afford to pay Venom the good dog food, which apparently isn't even working because he still thinks that sandals are food. But you can check that out, check out any of their other products, check out the other Xero shoes video reviews that I've done on the Denver boot, on the Prio, on the Speed Force, and look out for more of these reviews in the future. Peace.